This speech is about why you should support ocean conservation. Imagine this. You save up a little bit of money, you and your friends go out to the Caribbean. You jump on a pontoon boat, race out to a cove. The smell of ocean and the crystal clear blue water just amazes you. You put on the snorkel mask, you jump right in, and it's just beautiful. You see some turtles coming towards you, and you swim closer, and all of a sudden you realize these turtles, they're not just any normal sea turtles. They're deformed. They have plastic around them. They've grown like that from the time they've been very little. You look down, you see the reef's covered in garbage. You might think that this would be the future, maybe 20, 30 years down the road. Unfortunately, this is today. These are the problems that the ocean are faced with today. The reason why you should really, truly care about this is because the conservation of the ocean and the entire environment of the ocean is critical to the survival of the human species. Some of the problems that the ocean faces are an overabundance of plastics and algal blooms. These plastics, they don't normally come in as tiny little things. They come in as plastic bags, plastic cups, anything. But over time, the sunlight degrades them into smaller and smaller pieces. Pieces sometimes even small size as a grain of rice. And when they get to this size, very small fish start ingesting them, mistaking them for food. And as they eat them, larger fish eat them. And as the larger fish eat more and more, you get more and more plastic in the food source. You might think that this might not be a huge issue, but an unbeknownst fact is that these plastic pellets absorb toxins and harmful materials in the ocean. And so when they're eating these fish are becoming more and more toxic. And as they become more and more toxic up the food chain, they eventually come to your plate and you eat it. Did you know that over 3 billion people on the planet rely solely on the ocean and seafood to get their source of protein? This is 3 billion people that could potentially be eating toxic seafood. Another issue is algal blooms. These algal blooms are just algae explosions in excess nutrient-rich waters. While it might not sound very damaging, the harmful effects on humans that prolonged exposure to these algal blooms include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, convulsions, seizures, even paralysis. These are some graphs and charts that I made based on some research data that I found. Right here, this is 2017. The amount of estimated plastic in the ocean in 2017 is roughly 150 million metric tons. In approximately 20 years, at a 8 million ton per year increase, the entire estimated plastic in the ocean will double to over 300 million metric tons by 2036. This chart shows how much plastic in millions of tons was produced in 1950 versus 2013. In 1950, we produced 1.9 million tons of plastic. In 2013, we produced 330 million tons. In total, this is 1% of the entire pie. The rest, the 99% from solely 2013, that is 99% of the entire pie. While you look at these and it really shocks you, there's one organization that is actively pursuing cleaning up the ocean. This organization is Project Aware. Project Aware's purpose is to sustain marine life and to clean up the environment. It has over 100,000 supporters and divers in communities all around the world that have cleaned up over 1 million pieces of trash. And it also has 6,000 divers at roughly 300 specific dive locations that they use to make a first underwater marine debris survey of its kind. This survey is just showing what kinds of plastics and what kinds of trash they're finding at these locations every year, every month, to kind of get a reliable estimate on where they're coming from and what's happening. It has offices in the United States, Japan, Switzerland, the UK, and it is becoming one of the largest industry-led environmental organizations. While this may have piqued your interest, you might want to support it. Let's think about what it's actually doing to help the environment and how you can help the environment with them. Some of the benefits of it include, of course, a much cleaner ecosystem, less plastic, and also they do local things in addition. For instance, in the past year, there were 2 dive locations in the Chesapeake Bay location, or the Chesapeake Bay area, that recovered over 100 articles of trash and recovered half a dozen crustaceans from nets. These are just some of the things that this organization can do. Project Aware works with volunteers in over 70 countries in both coastal and local locations to preserve marine life for generations to come. And if you want to learn more about it, download the app and really find out and bring to the surface what is happening beneath the waves. Thank you, and good night.
There you go.